There's a woman who walks into a man's life, and before she even realizes it, she's the only one he can't stop thinking about. She's not the most glamorous woman in the room. She's not the loudest. She's not even the one showing the most skin. But she has something else, something magnetic. He doesn't just want her attention, he craves it. He doesn't just want her body, he wants her presence, her energy, her approval. When she's around, he feels alive. When she's not, he's restless. Now let's pause here because I'm about to give you a truth that will change the way you think about attraction forever. What makes a man sexually addicted to you is not just what happens in the bedroom, it's what happens outside of it. See, most people think physical chemistry is enough. They think attraction is only about looks or passion or seduction, but that only lasts so long. What truly makes a man come back over and over again, what makes him invest in you with his mind, body, and heart, is a very specific cocktail of psychology, emotion, and energy. And here's the best part. You don't need to play games. You don't need to pretend to be someone else. And you definitely don't need to lower your standards. You just need to understand the deeper drivers of male desire. So today, I want to share with you 5 powerful keys that will not only spark incredible attraction, but will also make him feel connected to you in a way that he simply can't find anywhere else. These keys are subtle, but when you use them with authenticity, you become unforgettable. By the end of this, you'll know exactly how to make a guy think, I don't just want her, I need her. Most women underestimate one of the strongest forces in human attraction, anticipation. The truth is, desire doesn't live in the moment we get what we want. Desire lives in the space before that moment. It's the waiting, the wondering, the curiosity, and the build-up that makes someone crave more. Think about it. Imagine a TV show that gives away the ending in the first 5 minutes. You wouldn't watch the rest, right? But if the writers slowly build tension, drop hints, and make you wait until the finale, you're hooked. That's not an accident. That's psychology. The same thing happens in relationships. A man becomes addicted not when you instantly give him everything, attention, availability, affection, but when you master the art of creating anticipation. I once coached a woman who told me, Matthew, men always lose interest after a few weeks. At first, they're obsessed, but then it fizzles. When I asked about her dating style, she admitted, well, when I like someone, I'm all in. I text them constantly. I'm always available. I drop everything to see them. Do you see the problem? She gave everything up front, leaving no space for anticipation. Men, just like women, need time to wonder, what's she thinking right now? When will I see her again? What new side of her will I discover next time? If he already feels like he knows everything about you, there's no mystery left, and mystery is fuel for attraction. When you're together, be fully engaged, laugh, flirt, share your energy. But don't always be instantly available when apart. A little space makes your presence more valuable. Leave things unsaid. For example, instead of telling him your whole life story on date 1, drop little teasers. Remind me to tell you about the time I got lost in New York. Craziest night ever. That plants curiosity. He'll think about it later and want to see you again. If he texts you, don't always reply within seconds. Respond when you genuinely can, and sometimes keep it playful and light. Desire builds in the spaces between messages. Let him discover you piece by piece. Think of it like unwrapping a gift. If everything is revealed at once, the excitement is gone. The male brain is wired for pursuit and novelty. He doesn't just want comfort, he wants the thrill of discovery. When you create anticipation, you keep his mind actively engaged with you. He's not just thinking about the last time he saw you, he's imagining the next time. That's the magic, because when his brain associates you with excitement, curiosity, and unpredictability, he won't just want to see you, he'll crave it. That craving is what starts to feel like an addiction. This doesn't mean you need to act distant, cold, or fake busy. Authenticity is key. You can be warm, affectionate, and loving, but remember, love grows stronger in the dance of closeness and space. If you want to make a man truly addicted, don't just think about the moments you spend together. Think about the moments in between. Desire isn't about filling every second. It's about leaving enough space for his imagination to run wild. Here's something most people never tell you. Attraction isn't just about how you look, it's about how you carry yourself. A woman can walk into a room in the simplest outfit, jeans and a t-shirt, and still turn every head. Not because she's dressed the flashiest, but because she radiates something, invisible confidence. Confidence is the silent signal that tells a man, I don't need you, but I choose to let you in. And that's magnetic. Men are drawn to women who know their worth. Why? Because it sends a powerful message. You're not desperate for approval. You're not begging for attention, and you're not waiting around for someone to validate you. This makes you rare. And in a world full of insecurity and doubt, rarity feels irresistible. Think about it. Have you ever noticed that when someone is truly comfortable in their own skin, you can't help but be curious about them? You want to know what gives them that energy, that sparkle. That's exactly how men feel when they meet a woman who embodies confidence. It doesn't just attract them, it hooks them. I once coached a client who was stunning, kind, and intelligent, but she kept saying, "Matthew, men just don't stay." When I observed her dates, I realized what was happening. The moment she liked a guy, she would shrink into pleaser mode. She'd laugh at jokes that weren't funny, agree with opinions she didn't share, and constantly seek reassurance. The result, the men sensed she wasn't showing her authentic self, and nothing kills attraction faster than the feeling that someone is hiding who they really are. So we worked on shifting her energy. Instead of trying to be liked, she started focusing on liking herself. She practiced saying what she actually thought. She allowed silence instead of filling every gap with nervous chatter. She leaned back, smiled, and let her presence do the talking. Within weeks, the difference was night and day. Men who had once drifted away were suddenly calling back, asking to see her again, and chasing her harder. Why? Because she was no longer acting like she needed their approval. She was enjoying herself with or without them. A confident woman doesn't lower her boundaries just to keep a man around. She knows what she deserves. Instead of saying yes to everything, she knows how to say no gracefully. Men respect that, even if they don't admit it out loud. The most attractive energy comes from a woman who already loves her life. Hobbies, passions, friendships. When you have your own world, you don't depend on a man to complete you. Instead, he feels lucky just to be invited into your world. Shoulders back, chin up, steady eye contact, and a natural smile. These subtle cues speak louder than words. Before you even say hello, your body language can communicate, "I know my value." Confidence isn't about being loud or dominating the conversation. It's about speaking from a place of calm certainty. When you share your opinions without apology, it shows that you respect yourself. At his core, a man wants to feel he's with someone extraordinary, someone who can inspire him, challenge him, and elevate his life. Confidence signals all of that. When a woman is confident, she's not constantly worried, "Does he like me? Am I enough?" Instead, she communicates, "I like me. I know I'm enough." If he can't see that, it's his loss. This flips the script. Suddenly, he's the one chasing. He's the one wondering if he's good enough for you. And that shift creates a dynamic where his attraction isn't just physical, it's psychological. He becomes hooked on the way you make him feel excited, challenged, and endlessly drawn to your presence. Remember, confidence is not arrogance. It's not about proving you're better than anyone else. True confidence is quiet, calm, and rooted in self-respect. When you embody this energy, you don't just attract a man's attention, you hold it. You make him feel like he's in the presence of someone rare. And that, my friend, is the kind of energy that men can't walk away from. Have you ever met someone who, on paper, seemed perfect, but you just didn't feel it? No spark, no butterflies, no can't stop thinking about them vibe. That's because attraction isn't built on logic, it's built on chemistry. And here's the secret: chemistry isn't random. It's not something you either have or don't have. You can actually create it. Yes, really, emotional chemistry is built in the way you interact, the energy you give, and the depth of connection you allow. And when you learn how to create it, you'll find that a man doesn't just like you. He feels drawn to you in a way that's hard to explain, but impossible to ignore. Physical attraction might grab a man's attention, but it won't hold it forever. What keeps him coming back is the emotional charge he feels when he's around you. When a man says, "There's just something about her I can't get enough of," what he's really describing is emotional chemistry. So how do you create this? It's a mix of three powerful ingredients: playfulness, vulnerability, and contrast. Playfulness is that spark of energy that turns a regular moment into something unforgettable. It's the teasing smile, the witty comeback, the ability to laugh at yourself. Men are addicted to women who can bring fun into everyday life. Why? Because it makes them feel alive. Life is heavy enough. When you bring lightness, you become a man's escape from the mundane. Instead of just answering his question with facts, you can play with it. If he says, "What are you doing tonight?" you might reply, "Well, that depends. Are you fun enough to join?" If he teases you, tease him back lightly without malice. That playful energy builds tension and chemistry. Now, playfulness alone isn't enough. Too much joking can feel shallow. What deepens chemistry is vulnerability, the willingness to open up and let him see your heart. This doesn't mean oversharing every detail of your life. It means showing your authentic feelings, your quirks, your dreams, and even your fears. For example, instead of just saying, "Oh, I love hiking," you might add, "I started hiking because it was the only thing that helped me get through a tough time. It makes me feel grounded again." That moment of openness draws him closer. Because now it's not just about hiking, it's about you. He sees the real person behind the hobby. The third ingredient is contrast. A man becomes addicted when he experiences different sides of you. If you're always serious, he gets bored. If you're always playful, he never sees your depth. But if one moment you're teasing him and the next you're sharing something deeply personal, he's hooked. Why? Because he never feels like he's fully figured you out. And that makes you endlessly fascinating. One of my clients used to complain that dates always ended the same way: pleasant, polite, but forgettable. When I listened to her conversations, I realized she was keeping everything surface, level, safe questions, polite answers, no emotional risks. I coached her to add playfulness and vulnerability. On her next date, when a guy asked her favorite movie, she didn't just list a title. She smiled and said, "Okay, promise you won't judge me. It's the cheesiest rom-com ever, but it always makes me cry." He laughed, teased her, and then shared his own guilty pleasure. Suddenly, the conversation shifted from facts to feelings. That's when chemistry sparked. Flirt lightly, use teasing, eye contact, and playful banter to keep the energy exciting. Share personal stories. Don't just state facts, share why things matter to you. Alternate between fun topics and heartfelt ones to create contrast. When he opens up, don't rush, lean in, smile, and let him feel heard. Emotional chemistry taps into a man's deepest needs to feel alive, to feel seen, and to feel challenged. When you can make him laugh, make him think, and make him feel all in the same conversation, you've created a cocktail of emotions that he can't get anywhere else. That's when he starts to crave you, not just your presence, but the way he feels when he's with you. And once a man links those powerful feelings to you, walking away isn't even an option in his mind. Remember, chemistry isn't about being someone you're not. It's about allowing more of who you really are to shine. Bring your playfulness, your authenticity, and your depth to the table. When you do, you don't just attract a man, you captivate him. Let me share something that most women don't realize about men. Even the strongest, most confident, most successful guy you've ever met has one secret craving: to feel appreciated. See, men walk through the world carrying invisible pressure to perform, to succeed, to provide, to be the man. And while he might never say it out loud, what melts him to his core is being with a woman who sees him and admires who he is, not just what he does. And here's the secret: when you learn the art of appreciation, you'll notice something powerful. A man won't just feel attracted to you, he'll feel safe with you. And that kind of safety creates an emotional dependency that feels almost addictive. A lot of people assume men are only motivated by looks or attraction. But here's the truth: men stay where they feel valued. You've probably heard the saying, people may forget what you said, but they'll never forget how you made them feel. When you make a man feel like he's your hero, like he matters, he associates that warm feeling with you. It's not about inflating his ego. It's about recognizing the little things he does and showing genuine gratitude. One of my clients was frustrated because her boyfriend seemed distant. "He doesn't open up, Matthew," she said. So I asked, "When was the last time you told him you appreciate something he did, even something small?" She paused. I don't know, I guess I just expect him to do those things. That was the problem. He felt invisible. I encouraged her to start noticing and voicing her gratitude. The next time he fixed her car light, she smiled and said, "I really love how you always take care of things I don't even think about. It makes me feel safe with you." Do you know what happened? He lit up, not because of the car light, but because she acknowledged his effort. Within weeks, he was more affectionate, more attentive, and more invested, because when a man feels admired, he wants to keep showing up for you. It doesn't always have to be grand gestures. Appreciate the way he makes you laugh, the way he carries himself, the way he puts effort into something. Instead of saying thanks, say, "I love how you always think ahead. It makes me feel cared for." Specificity deepens the impact. Sure, thank him for picking you up, but also admire his qualities, his drive, his creativity, his kindness. This makes him feel valued as a person, not just for his actions. You don't have to depend on him for everything. In fact, confident independence is attractive, but when he does contribute, acknowledge it warmly. Here's the psychological truth. Men often feel unappreciated in their daily lives, at work, in family roles, and even in friendships. When you become the woman who makes him feel admired and respected, you stand out. It's like giving him an emotional oxygen he doesn't get anywhere else. And once he breathes it in, he'll keep coming back for more. Think about it. Why do men sometimes stay in relationships that aren't even the healthiest? Because they feel admired there. Appreciation is powerful glue. Now, appreciation doesn't mean worship. It doesn't mean ignoring bad behavior or lowering your standards. You're not giving empty compliments. You're giving authentic recognition when it's deserved. And here's the best part. The more you appreciate him, the more he naturally wants to rise to the occasion. Admiration inspires men to become better. We've talked about anticipation, confidence, chemistry, and appreciation. But there's one final key that transforms all of this from temporary attraction into lasting devotion, making him invest. Now, what do I mean by invest? It's simple. People don't value what they don't work for. And men are no exception. Think about the last time you bought something expensive, maybe a car, maybe a luxury bag, maybe even a course or membership. Because you paid for it, you treated it differently, you valued it, you protected it, you showed it off. Attraction works the same way. If you give a man everything without asking for any effort, he'll enjoy it, but he won't value it. But when he has to invest his time, his energy, his consistency, he becomes emotionally bonded to you. Biologically and psychologically, men are wired for pursuit, not just chasing in the beginning. Ongoing effort throughout the relationship. If you take that away, you rob him of the very thing that creates long-term desire, the feeling of earning you. A man who invests doesn't just want you, he respects you. And that respect is the foundation of true addiction. Men respect women who know what they will and won't tolerate. For example, if he constantly cancels last minute, you can calmly say, I love spending time with you, but I need consistency. If that's too hard, it's okay, but I can't keep doing this. That's not drama, it's a standard. And it makes him realize if he wants to keep you, he has to show up. A lot of women, especially independent ones, are used to doing everything themselves. But letting a man help you, whether it's carrying something heavy, giving advice, or planning a date,